This chicken's got its sights set on a wasp. Well, he did anyway. Would have appreciated it if you'd done your job and eaten that wasp, chicken. That would have been really cool. Thanks for nothing, freeloader. It's all right, we'll eat you later. What is up, internet land? It is chicken moving day. So we're gonna get these big birds out of the brooder and into the tractor. They're probably about 4 days late, honestly. You might be thinking to yourself, why you gotta wear gloves to move chickens? That's really wasteful. And to be honest with you, I moved about 10 of them last night without them. And quite frankly, I like to be able to scratch my face or get a drink of water or answer my phone in the middle of all this without chicken on my hands. So that's part of the gig. So we're gonna move these guys to get them over to the chicken tractor. You're gonna come along with us. It's gonna be a good process. This will be our last batch for this year. We'll do somewhere right around 100 birds total. But we got all of the first round butchered. Sorry, no video on that. I'm still trying to figure out what YouTube is cool with and what they're not cool with. So hopefully next time we'll get a little bit more footage of that. And we got a crazy bird dog running around. She wants to try to catch one of these chickens, and that's not going to be a thing. We can't do that today. So Justin Rhodes calls these things sea monsters, and I cannot imagine a more accurate moniker for these rascals. Okay, we are not monkeys, so we can use tools. So they're getting few enough in there and spread out enough that it's getting hard to catch them by hand. So let's go find us a tool. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like using this net because it's just big enough for them to get their heads through, and it makes it an absolute pain in the butt to get them back out again. But we got to get them moved. It's got to happen. So might as well start making it work. All right, we got an angry puppy because she wouldn't leave the chickens alone, so yeah, we had to lock her up. All right. Finding a way out of this box. Some of you are thinking to yourselves, well, that's not very nice. You're not moving them very friendly like. Well, first of all, these aren't my friends. They're my food. And second of all, I'm just nice enough to get the job done. So I got one box today because my other box is away and gone for a little bit. And I got to get this done. This project's got to get finished up. So we're going to get the rest of those chickens moved and get them in here. And yeah, we're going to be all wrapped up for the day as far as chores go. All right, round 3. This is that 3-day-old fermented feed. So we take good, high quality chicken grower feed, which is a crumble, and then we put it in a bucket, and I hydrate it with my barley water and let it sit for 3 days. And this is some of the best feed that you can give a chicken. They absolutely love it. It's super good. Yeah, we still use corn because that's not a wrong diet for a chicken. They like a grain, but we do like to use a multi-grained approach. So there's all kinds of stuff in this formula. And it's been really working. Puts on size, grows big birds, and really helps us with putting on size quickly. So we like it, and they like it. And I usually fill the feeder right here where I'm gonna pull the tractor next, okay? So the next step is the tractor's gonna roll this way, or slide this way. So when I drop a piece on the ground, oh well, they're gonna get it tomorrow. I'll roll right over there, they'll find it, and it'll be awesome. Okay, one of the most important things you gotta know is don't clean out the bucket. Once you have fed your chickens your fermented grain, you want to leave some of the residue down in the bucket. That is your sourdough starter. That is where your fermentation comes from, and it is awesome stuff. So we run over here to our barley setup, and that's our barley drain right there. So we watered all of this stuff all the way down, and the water ran through the whole system, and that's our barley tea that I'll go make our chicken feed with. Feeding wet feed also really helps them get all the water that they need. That really helps a lot. Now this is the first time they've seen this feeder and the first time they've seen this feed. And I just caught them. So they're a little nervous of me. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw a few scoops of this feed back out into the feeder, and you'll kind of see them get a little more excited about it. So I guess the big question is why? Why do we raise chickens this way? Why is this something that we're doing? Well, first of all, I think it's a good use of the land. I think it makes the ground really, really good. It grows better grass, and that's super duper helpful. I think you can learn all of the permaculture aspects of it from Joel Salatin, Justin Rhodes, all of the really smart people that do this all the time, okay? But ultimately, why do we do this? Well, we want to be able to provide for those around us and for those who we love. I want to have a freezer full of chicken to eat throughout the winter. I don't want to be reliant on the supply chain. We left the Portland area, we left the Oregon area after 2 years of supply chain issues where you didn't know if you were going to walk in the grocery store and find meat on the shelf. This country is careening toward Venezuelan-like hyperinflation if a major catastrophe doesn't disrupt us first. So really and truly, even though I can't reproduce Cornish crossbirds on my own, and I'm still reliant on the supply chain, my freezer will be filled. If you wanted to buy pasture-raised poultry, the bottom line of it is, you'd order it online, $35 per chicken, plus shipping. Okay. And now I bet you it's even more, because now you can go into Costco, and we discovered the other day that Costco has organic raised chicken for $35 a chicken as well. So that just means that the price of pasture raised chicken is going to go up. I have no desire to be certified organic. I think it's a mafia. I think it's a protection racket. I think that you pay your fee and you get to join a club, and you know, you can get 10 feet on your property certified organic, and then you can market as certified organic, and you don't necessarily have to prove that that's where you're raising your birds. So I'm not going to go through the headache and trouble of being certified organic. I'm going to feed them bugs, not drugs. As one of my favorite YouTubers puts it, I'm going to feed them grass. I'm going to feed them kitchen scraps. I'm going to feed them really high quality fermented grains for them to live on. And the why we do this is because we want to be able to provide for the people around me that I care about. And eventually, hopefully by this time next year, my goal is to do 1,000 birds a year, and be able to retail some of them. Missouri's got some cool cottage industry laws that allow me to do 1,000 birds without getting all wrapped up in a bunch of over-regulation. And that's no small amount of change. It's also no small amount of change to getting started. So this is the process. I mean, you can tell they're a whole lot happier now than when I was picking on them a little while ago. But it's been a good process. So I will say that the Salatin-esque tractor is a good design. I really prefer the Stony Ridge Farmer PVC version of this. I think you can make it a little bit bigger, and it slides so much easier. In fact, yesterday I had to install some EMT conduit to the long rails of this tractor just to make it be able to slide. Now, some of you would be like, well, if you built it like Joel told you to build it, it would be lighter. Well, then I would be dealing with, we have a lot of wind here, and so that's a big part of the problem as well. So I needed it to have some substance. I needed it to have some weight. And this is our last batch of meat birds for this season. They'll be ready to butcher in about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, which is good, because right about then the weather's going to be turning cold, and we're going to start fighting the battle of keeping water thawed. And so I've got some plans for the pigs and for the layers and the ducks, but this would just be one more area that I don't really want to have to plug in. I don't really want to have to deal with. We don't have the chicken tractor on steroids operation up running like you see on permapastures yet, where I would then be sitting there water on the compost pile so that the compost pile would be keeping it warm. But hopefully by next year we'll be doing some of that. So I'm a believer in permaculture stuff. I'm also just a believer in what's the most productive way to put food in my freezer. You know, and we've got my dad, my stepmom, my wife, my son, my grandmother, my sister, brother, niece, and nephew, all on relatively close proximity to one another. And I want to make sure that we have enough food for them, all of them. If shit goes sideways, let's just face it. This world is not getting better, folks. It's not. Until Jesus comes back and makes all things new, this place isn't getting any better. So stay tuned. We're gonna have lots of cool more videos. You want to take a look at maybe one of these other videos that you might be interested in. You do the click-through thing. I would love it if you watched all the way to here. Hitting the like button would be just rad. Subscribing would be super, super cool too. I kind of hate it when YouTubers schlep for likes and subscribes, but really it does help. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and if you could help with that, if my content is something of value, you could share it with people. You know, share a link, text it to somebody. That'd be super duper cool. We've got some more Bible studies coming up. We're going to be finishing up the book of Esther in the next couple of weeks, and we've got all the animal stuff. If you're not into the Bible-y stuff and the Jesus stuff, well, just skip it. Just skip it. So anyway, I love you, but that love pales in comparison to how much God loves you, and I want you to rest in that love. So I am out.